Hey there, Life Path 4s, Destiny Digits. So let's go ahead and get started in your reading. So to the far left, my handmade deck, I do have characters and they are all biblical characters. Those would be like the court cards in my deck. And so here we have John the Baptist. Big deal. It says he was the miracle baby of the barren Elizabeth. So just to begin, there are two things that we know that make his life significant. One, he was a miracle, which means the way in which he came into the world defied science. And two, he was the child of a woman who was barren, right? Who well into her 80s, I believe, 88 was the age I found, but of course you can tell me otherwise. Anyway, his mother, Elizabeth, hadn't had a child until she was that old. But it needed to happen at that time by that woman, right? And so this can say that even the journey, even your life up until this point has been pretty barren. It looked like nothing was happening. But this says at any time is fair game, because the divine is always in control of what happens and when. And so you could be stepping into your John the Baptist moment, like the miracle or the moment that all things change can be happening now. So you can take the role of John the Baptist saying, you know, my life has been what it was, or me getting to this point was necessary because what's about to happen next. So we don't have to think about the struggle behind us, because what happens next is why we even had to be here anyway, right? So anyway, John the Baptist did two things. Introduce Jesus. Introduce meaning he recognized him. He knew exactly who he was. And then also baptized him. But because of his fearlessness, because of his gift, because of his calling, because of the significance of his life, what also came? What was the curse attached to that? That he became a target, right? He was hunted to the point that he was beheaded. So he was martyred for being born, for just doing his job, right? For being what he was called to be. So it was a long time coming. It was a build-up for his existence to even come. But when he came, he was on time. When it came, and when I say it, I'm saying in your life, whatever that it is, whatever that moment is, regardless of the circumstances of the environment, the people, places, and things that you've dealt with, that could represent Elizabeth and her barrenness, that could be, anything that we attached ourselves to that wasn't really feeding us or giving back to us. It didn't matter, because when God says, God just says, and then it is, right? And those are those things we call miracles. Those are those things that we say are just freaking supernatural. But if you have a job to do, you have a job to do. And this is saying sometimes the biggest blessings can also feel like a curse, even at the end, even after you've done what you were supposed to do, and you are targeted, right? Now the hunt begins. Now you've made yourself known. Now you've become a mark of some sort. And so John the Baptist, we can say the name today because of the significance that his existence meant, but the way in which he exited the world was also directly tied to why he had to so be in this world, right? And so that talks about there are two sides to everything. And so whatever this moment is, whatever this energy would look like for you, something I said can be relevant. So following this, we have the Ace of Swords, right? So this is a new swords cut, swords pierce. This is a breakthrough. This is a moment that gives leverage. It gives growth. It gives understanding, clarity. Like it gives everything you need to see, to understand, to make your move. And then next you have the Six of Swords. So whatever breakthrough that's about to come allows you to move from one location to the next. Physically, this could be happening, right? Boat, form of transportation. But this also talks about energy, right? Any energy that was chaotic or toxic or just not good for us, is passing. It's behind us. We're moving into a space mentally where we're at peace, where we have clarity, where we realize we're protected, where we can really show up and do what we most want to do in life. Next, it says, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I'll manifest. And so this Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords, those equal 7. 7 is about analyzing. And so once you get the 7 swords, once you understand what's to come and what to expect, manifestation becomes easy because you've cleared the path. You've decluttered. You've gotten rid of anything that was blocking this breakthrough, anything that took away from your understanding, anything that clouded your vision, right? And so as soon as the channel is clear, the energy can flow, you can focus on whatever you want, and then it actually becomes real, and then that's manifesting. It sounds so simple, but we all know it can be challenging because life forces us to carry things, but we have to put them down when we have to put them down, right? And we can determine how long that is, but things typically have an expiration date. And so when we honor them, we can see something else change. We can see energy cleared. We can see a shift in our life really happen. So lastly, and we did have extra cards. The cards that are on the top are the extra, the Six of Swords and then the Eight of Cups. And let's just talk about all the characters have their back facing us as the viewer, which says that this is a walking away, this is a moving on, this is a separation, this is leaving one time period, one reality, one realm, and going to a next. And in some spaces you're walking alone, but in some spaces you have companionship. Maybe it's just God, or maybe it's just people that God has put in your life or who are sacred to you or who you are caring for at this time. But these are definitely cards of moving. But this is a choice you're making. This is a choice you're agreeing to. This is something that you understand must happen in order to take the next step and to level up in however you want to level up. So the Eight of Cups talks about emotional maturity, right? Because in order to make that big of an investment, 8 cups deep, and then to walk away, you have to be comfortable knowing that you didn't lose. You're not going to lose when you walk away. And that takes a level of faith and trust, right? This is saying that, listen, I'm just going to call it what it is. And although I wanted it to be this, although I put this much in, it was never going to be that. And so when I can tell myself that, I can work on what it is I really want, right? And after that 8 of Cups comes the 9, and that's self-fulfillment. That's comfort. That's being comfortable with you, feeling safe, secure, and just loving on you and being comfortable even without the company of another. So emotionally, changes are happening, and mentally. And when that takes place, blockages are cleared. Blockages are cleared, and your intentions can make it to the proper destination that you most want them to. And so listen, figure out who you are. Are you John the Baptist? Are you Elizabeth in her old age who was barren, who things weren't growing, but never lost faith, but, just trusted that when it was time, it was time, Okay. All right, Forrest, I'm hoping that was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.